Hey guys, welcome back to Puck Talk. Today we will be talking about the Tanner Jeannot trade to the Tampa Bay Lightning. So let's get started. Um, big trade. Tampa Bay gave up a lot of assets. I
Yeah.
know you like that.
Yeah.
Let's hear your thoughts from a Tampa Bay fan, shall we?
Okay. So from the Tampa fan base, I've heard two things. There's either people that are really high on Julien Brisebois who are like trust him until he like messes up essentially. Because Hagel was a steal. Everybody questioned Goudreau, Coleman, and Hagel at the time of the trade, and they've all kind of worked out better than expected. But I mean, I personally don't know if he's just pushing his luck now. Because he gave up a former first round pick in Cal Foot, a 2025 first, and a bunch of other picks. That's two firsts and a bunch like two firsts and like an entire draft class of picks pretty much. I think I think
yeah.
he lost. I think he lost, to be honest.
The thing is, you mentioned those other guys, right? Goudreau, Coleman, Hagel. Thing is, though Goudreau and Coleman were not meant to be scorers, and Brisbane gave up a first only for Goudreau, I believe. So there wasn't anything to that. And for Coleman, I think he gave up like a prospect and a first. And those two guys, they were already doing pretty well on their old teams. Like Coleman was doing good in New Jersey. Goudreau knew his role in San Jose as like a grinder type, power forward presence. And Hagel is a completely different case because he already had 20 goals before coming to Tampa Bay, and that was at the trade deadline. He had 37 points in 50 games, so I mean, it wasn't like he wasn't scoring. Jeannot, while having a 5% scoring, or no, shooting percentage, 5%, it's low, right? But even
Yeah.
if that rebounds, like, how much do you expect him to do in the playoffs too? Like, um, in the playoffs last season, or when he made the playoffs last, he played 5 games and had 0 points and was a -1. So I mean, with all those picks, you could expect to get a guy like Nino Niederreiter, who went for a second round pick only, and he's a good producer. So I mean, really depends on what his role will be, and if it's just like a bottom six, like fourth line grinder, then that is too much to give up.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's hoping to recreate kind of the Coleman line with Janot, Paul, and then somebody else on the wing, maybe Maroon or Perry.
I feel like it would have to be Perry because Maroon is quite slow.
Yeah. But like I don't know. I can see maybe he had the vision of him becoming like a good player, but that doesn't mean you go out and pay that much, you know? You don't
Mm.
have to let the Preds know that I think he's gonna be a good player. You could just like undersell. I don't know. And Cal Foot was a pretty good prospect, I think. They were developing him well. I think I'd have to give him the L on this trade, but like he does have a good resume. So I think it's kind of like a wait and see kind of trade, you know?
We know what the first round already looks like, so I mean, depends on what Jeannot does there.
Yeah, game
They
seven
they're
overtime winner.
hopefully not. Hopefully that's scored by Ryan O'Reilly, but um, but like it just depends on how he performs in the
Yeah.
big moments, especially because this series is going to be a really big series. The end of playoffs don't really matter. I mean, like Tampa Bay, we know that they don't really care about the regular season, which has gotten them like those 2 cups. But like, as long as he produces in the playoffs or does something in the playoffs,
Yeah.
I think Brisebois could win. But for now, it's a loss.
Yeah, especially if you compare it to what the Leafs traded for O'Reilly and then what they traded for McCabe too, right?
Yeah,
They traded way less for similar quality players, I'd say.
and yeah, I feel like Tampa Bay needs like a defensive presence there too.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
since who left? Like, yeah, McDonough left their team, right?
Yeah.
They've had a hole in their defense. So
Yeah.
I've heard that from fans too, and some are asking like, should Brisbois have targeted McCabe instead of
Yeah.
Janelle?
Yeah. Like we're one defense right-handed injury away from having oh no, sorry. I mean we're one Cernak injury away from having like Cole and then Bogosian and company as the right side.
Yeah, so
That's
that's
kind of
how.
rough. Yeah, I can't
Yeah,
yeah. Well, I questioned this move. Questioned it quite a bit.
I've heard like Tampa and like in this upcoming draft, Tampa only has like a third or something or a fourth.
Yeah, it's crazy. That was their 2025 first. What is it,
Yeah,
2023 now?
yeah,
They're trading first 2 years ahead.
yeah.
It doesn't make sense to me. Well, that means what do you trade next year then? Do you go out and trade you like eventually you'll run out of assets.
I guess they're gonna keep trading like that until their cup window is done.
Yeah.
And I don't know how long, but like I don't see this Tampa Bay team competing for another like 3 years down the line. Like I don't
Yeah.
think they're gonna be like that premier team anymore. They might still make a wild card spot or third in the division, but like yeah, I think they're just doing like these last 2 to 3 years are their last window. So maybe they're going for another cup, like
Yeah.
dynasty status.
Yeah, Hedman and Stamkos like already kind of regressing, you know.
Yeah.
Even though Stamkos had like career, but he's not. I can see him regressing. He's dealt with a lot of injuries. Yeah, I think that pretty much does it for this trade. Unless you guys have anything else to add at the end.
I like how it was just us two discussing and Mark was just watching a
I
conversation.
was just listening because I'm like, I don't really have much of a perspective for this trade specifically.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
was
mean,
like
yeah,
ranting
The only
about
thing I could possibly say is like, hey, if the future Tampa gets a little bit worse, I don't know. Maybe I get to make fun of back for a bit.
this top 10 protected.
the pick. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't slide, right? So
Mm.
Oh, okay.
Maybe they're planning on tanking that. Yeah.
yeah, maybe.
That's a
That'd be
Oh
hilarious.
yeah.
Just tank to spite Nashville.
I mean, like 2025, you don't see a cup window, you're barely playing.
I think
Why
as
not?
long as Bassey's there, you can't tank. He's like a Carey Price caliber goalie that will take you on
Yeah.
a run if you need. And points still going to be around Sergachev too.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
I see.
Yeah.
we'll have to see what the future brings, I guess.
Yeah.
For now, though, the Jeannot trade is a Breezewell loss
Yeah.
until Jeannot proves us otherwise.
Yeah. I gotta agree.
I just want to give you a fun little stat. In his last 5 games, Jeannot has been outscored by Linus Ullmark, the goaltender.
No.
No, that one hurts a bit, not gonna lie.
That's pretty funny, actually.
Yeah.
All right, otherwise, any other thoughts? Or are we good?
I think
I think that's a good thing to leave it off on.
yeah.
All right. Yeah. Thank you guys for watching.